Hi everyone. This is my first posting on YouTube. Today is Tuesday, October 28, 2008, and it is just a couple of minutes after 10 o'clock in the morning. For my first post, I want to address the upcoming presidential election. Over the last 8 months, since February of this year, I've had up to now over 20 visions and dreams from the Lord, confirming that Obama will win. At that time, when I started seeing visions about it, it was just not everybody knew, and now everybody knows he's gonna win. But at that time, not everybody knew he was gonna win. We didn't even know he was gonna win the nomination for the party, and so of course I began to doubt. I was ready to vote for McCain. Because I go by what the Lord shows me. Like most people, I'm uninformed. And I consider myself transparent in saying that. Because people learn a little bit. And they think they know a lot, and they speak as if they know a lot when they only know a little bit. Some people know nothing, and they still want to speak as if they know stuff. And so most people don't know a lot. And the ones who do know a lot will have to be those people that hear from God. Because the Christian community that is largely informed in media events, current events, even they come short of the mark of really being able to know stuff. Political machines, private machines, individuals, everybody thinks they know stuff. Me, I admit that I don't. And so we're all at a very low level of knowledge, and what facts are out there concerning anything is just bits and pieces. So if you take decades of scientific research and arrive at a conclusion, it still comes short of the mark because in another few years something else will show up. And so even in the things of God, when we got a great handle on it, on Him, enough to be able to linearize him and make a whole organization based on him, he just challenges all that by all the time bringing a new thing, so that from age to age, from decade to decade, there's all the time new stuff that God begins to teach us, because we're going from glory to glory, from level to level. And so nobody has the whole of the mind of God, but some have bits and pieces. And so I have nothing. I know nothing. This is where I begin. I have no knowledge except what the Lord confirms to me is so, of what is going on that the media reveals, or of what the Lord shows me directly that might challenge what the media is revealing. So if God didn't speak to me, I'd just go along with my very best guesses, just like everybody else. So we can go by our best opinions and our best guesses, you know. But if God would reveal any information, then that's what we should go by. And we should not be party-oriented, because Jesus is not party-oriented. So without God speaking, I'm going to go along with what I believe is the best choice for president in the next term. And so and that would be McCain for a number of reasons. And so lo and behold, God begins to challenge that in February. Well, let me preface that by saying about a year ago, more than a year ago, year and a half, God showed me that Joe Lieberman would be reelected as senator in Connecticut. I didn't know who was Joe Lieberman. I didn't know uh, uh, what he was. I didn't know where he was. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know there was such a thing as a Joe Lieberman, except that I may have heard his name on television a few times. I don't follow politics. I listen to the media once in a while. I listen to the news once in a while, but I really don't follow political goings on. And so, but in this vision, the Lord showed me he would be elected, and he was. And in that same vision, the Lord showed me Rudy Giuliani would not win the nomination for the Republican Party for the current presidential campaign. And obviously, that turned out to be so. Later, in some other dream, the Lord showed me Mike Bloomberg was not anointed to be president. He didn't tell me whether he would run or not. He just told me he didn't have it. He didn't have the blessing to be the president. Not the ability, but the will of God. It just wasn't God's will. God didn't give that to him. And so it's a good thing that he didn't run, because it wasn't God's will. So then those kinds of things are revealed to me on occasion, even though I don't ask. I don't ask God. When I ask God to show me things, first of all, I don't ask God to be showing me things for the most part. He shows me so much already. He just does. The heavenly gifts of seeing in the spirit, dreams and visions, and communication and hearing the voice of God. I mean, that's just so dumped on me. I almost never even have to ask. But when I do ask, it's about my own personal things, and my own life, and my friends, and my family, and church people, and occasionally about larger events. But for the most part, it's just local. Lord, what about this person? And Lord, what about that person? So I'll know how to pray, and see if I can get the mind of the Lord to be able to correctly uplift someone. And so, but as far as politics, no, I don't ask. I don't ask the Lord. Um, and so, lo and behold, he just began to show me about the nation, and the current events. And that was some time back, over a year ago, sometime in 2007, I believe. And so I began to think, well, if he's showing me about who's not going to be president, he may he may soon show me who is going to be president. So I automatically said, well, that obviously means McCain. Any day now, God might just speak to me, confirming that his will is McCain. I wouldn't even have thought of Obama, because he's too young and inexperienced, and I never heard of him before. The nation, most people haven't really heard of him a year or two ago. So we don't have a transparent life on the table that we may assess his qualification as we do McCain. That's the best I can word it. Please excuse me if that's lacking anything. Um, but the idea is, I think McCain has a stronger chance, and it's probably going to be God's will. So that's my opinion, based on my limited natural information. But then when the Spirit begins to reveal things, we gotta get ready for the challenges of the Spirit, because Republicans love when I say the Lord absolutely affirmed Bush Jr. when we didn't know who is our president. Is it Al Gore, or is it who really won? And we went for some time before it was concluded that Bush won. Well, before it was concluded that he won, the Lord had begun to show me in about 8 different kinds of visions affirming it was Bush, it was Bush, it was Bush. So all this crap about that he robbed the elections, first of all, that's not so easily done. Second of all, it's unfair. And third of all, the Lord absolutely disdains that idea. And personally, my history is not that I invent my revelations. I don't suggest to the Lord what and how he should reveal stuff to me or anybody else.